I offered obeisances to everyone, so I must offer obeisances again to that Jagannath house lady. Thank you so much for using all the opulence that Krishna has given you in service to Guru and Krishna. My dear Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Chandramali Swami Maharaj, he loves to come. Every time he comes to Charlotte, I'm told that he comes and stays here. No wonder. Because as soon as you enter, you see the beautiful form of Lord Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra Maya, and right opposite there's Srila Prabhupada, with of course Guru Parampara. So it's very wonderful atmosphere is immediately created simply by just stepping into this home, which is a home temple for Lord Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. And there in the corner I see Lalitangi Mataji. Please come, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
We are very fortunate to have you.
I am very fortunate to be with you all. It's the other way around. So yeah, it's now almost 6 o'clock. So with 32 slides, let's see what we can do. So yesterday, how many of you came for the first part of building Vaishnava relationships? Please raise your hand. How many of you were there yesterday? Kiran Prabhu, Sindhu, Revati, no one else. So you missed out on the part 1. So maybe we'll have to give you a quick recap. Okay, let's do this. This is a Grihastha Vision Team presentation. I'm a humble member of VaishnavFamilyResources.org. We are a group of devotees who have come to enliven, enthuse, and encourage one another to have loving Vaishnav relationships. We are marriage educators, marriage therapists, marriage counselors. Some of us are counselors, psychologists, etc. This was started by Mother Krishna Nandini and Praharna in 2002. Just in order to build a strong ISKCON. Her motto was healthy marriages, happy families, strong ISKCON. Because Srila Prabhupada has made a house that the whole world can live in. Our ISKCON society is the real United Nations. They're coming from all over the world in order to build this house that Srila Prabhupada wants the whole world to live in. If that's the case, then it becomes imperative that we build loving communities. So before we can have decent relationships with others, we must at least have a reasonably healthy relationship with our own self. In today's world, what is happening is most youngsters are so confused, so bewildered, so disturbed, they are at war with themselves. So much of mental health problems, anxiety, depression, bewilderment, confusion, suicidal ideation, homicidal tendencies, teenage delinquencies, criminal tendencies, gang wars, all these are a result of that poor individual being at war with his own self, which is a result of Kali Yuga. We live in very difficult times. This is the most degraded age. Kali Yuga is the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. Without Krishna consciousness, we'd be finished. But the rest of the world that doesn't know Krishna consciousness is going through a very difficult time. Many youngsters, even middle-aged people, and sometimes even very aged elderly people are unable to give up sinful tendencies. They're addicted to drugs, alcohol, abominable lifestyles, and it's just a very difficult, self-destructive path they are on. So first, we must be fairly emotionally stable, have some level of self-acceptance, have some level of self-love, self-care, be able to introspect, do some self-analysis, and then adjust ourselves accordingly in order to be functional adults in the outside world as we interact with others. Then we can have somewhat decent relationship with others because we have a somewhat decent relationship with ourselves. Many disturbed youngsters who come to us, they do not even like themselves. They do not have good concept of themselves. They hate themselves or they hate somebody else. And that bitterness, anger, hatred causes so much difficulty, so much disturbance. Therefore, we need to at least reach mental stability somewhat so that we can interact with others in a healthy manner. Okay, so building our community. Now, you know, to build a building requires bricks, right? Many bricks. So, what are those building blocks? Would someone like to read out that slide?
Building blocks of respect, kindness, consideration, caring, conflict resolution, forgiveness, maintaining traditions, and continual investment in improvements.
Exactly. It's not enough to just build a building. Once you build a building, what happens? It's subject to wear and tear, right? So constantly being alert. Oh, there's a crack over here. Oh, there's a leak over here. Any homeowner knows this. They have to keep watching carefully and immediately make adjustments so that the elements cannot destroy that particular part of the house. You may have to change the wiring. You may have to do the plumbing. You may have to, level the ground. So many things may be required to keep that foundation and that structure strong. The same way with relationships. Remember, we are building a house in which the whole world can live in. Okay, building our community. How do we gain respect for everyone? You may say, how can I respect everyone? Would someone like to read this slide? Yes?
Respect. When we learn to see the soul and super soul in the heart of everyone, Pandita Samaha Darsinaha.
Anyone know this verse? Yes, Sindhu?
Vidya Vinaya Sampane Brahmane Gavihastini Sunichaiva Swapakecha Pandita
Samadarshina. So, Pandita Samadarshina, a humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees what? He sees the same Supreme Lord in everyone. He doesn't differentiate on the basis of caste, creed, nationality, gender, high economic status, low economic status, Indian, American, Chinese, Vietnamese, Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi, Sikh, etc. What does he see? He sees Krishna in everyone. Pandita Samadarshina. Therefore, if Krishna is in everyone, that person is housing Krishna in his heart, his body, mind, everything is a temple. Therefore, just as we offer respects to everyone, we offer respects to Krishna in the temple, we offer respects to that Vaishnava or Vaishnavi because Krishna is in his heart or her heart, right? This vision alone will stop all these wars, hatred, violence, killing in the name of religion, jihad, this thing, that thing, all that is going on. Because until we reach this point of genuine Krishna consciousness, genuinely seeing everything on the platform of soul, the same soul is in everyone, we will not be able to show love, care, respect, all those things. So, what must we do? Cheto darpanam arjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitranam vidyavadu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita swadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. So in the very first verse, Lord Chaitanya is assuring us of all victory. Because he says, all victory to Shri Krishna Sankirtan. Right? So by this process of cleansing the heart, we will slowly be purified and we'll be able to see Krishna in everyone's heart. And then automatically, Rinadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. What is that state of mind? To think oneself lower than the straw in the street, should be more humble than the blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, ready to offer all respects to others, asking no respect and honor for oneself. Very exalted state. But Lord Chaitanya says, you must wear this like a necklace on the thread of the holy name And always remember that this is the state of mind we must aspire for. This is the consciousness that we must aspire for, because this alone will qualify us to go back to Krishna. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj says, humility is not a part of bhakti, it is the heart of bhakti. So important is humility. And when we really genuinely understand, we are so small. My real size is 1/10,000 the tip of a hair. If I'm so small, so insignificant, what is there to be proud about? Right? And I have nothing to do with this material energy anyway. So we must strive to acquire Vaishnava qualities in order to become fit to go back home, back to Godhead. This is our practice ground. Krishna is watching. How are my devotees treating one another? How is this lady talking to others? How is this gentleman talking to others? So he's watching us. He's seeing how we are preparing ourselves. Remember, enter the spiritual world is by invitation only. No gate crashing allowed. The handle opens from the inside. His Holiness Sachinandan Maharaj says, the door to the spiritual world, handle opens only from inside. Can't get it just like that. So we want to qualify ourselves. Kindness is the very first quality of a Vaishnava. Kind to everyone. Kind to even his enemy. Again, very exalted state. Again, this is through Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant, 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 and don't say can't. The more we chant, the better off we are. The deeper our chanting, the better off we are. The more sincere and serious our chanting, the better off we are. So if we want to make advancement, that's where we need to put our energies. That's where we need to put our energies. Srila Prabhupada said that 99% of your advancement depends on the quality of your chanting. At one time. And at time he said 95. And at time he said 100%. So basically, this is the Yuga Dharma for this age of Kali. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam. Kalo nastya, nastyava gatir anyatha. There is no other means of liberation in this degraded age of Kali except Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam. Kale dosha nidhera jan asti hi eko mahan gunaha kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangam param vrajet. My dear king, this Kali is an ocean, Kali Yuga is an ocean of fault. But there is one great redeeming feature. Simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can be free of all material bondage and attain the transcendental kingdom of God. This is the power of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and Lord Chaitanya has come to freely distribute it all over the world so that we can purify ourselves and go back home, back to Godhead, where every word is a song, every step is a dance, every day is a festival, and Krishna's flute playing is resounding everywhere, mesmerizing everyone. And the beautiful form of Krishna is ever visible to our eyes. That beautiful blue boy, with a peacock feather in his hair, with eyes like blooming lotus petal, a figure of beauty tinged with a hue of blue clouds. That's our Krishna. And that's the world we left to come here. Can you imagine? We left Krishna to come here. This is a prison house. This is a prison house where repeated birth, death, disease, old age has been going on, and we've been repeatedly doing this for millions of lifetimes. So my dear spirit souls, tell yourselves, spiritual life is my birthright and I shall have it. In the days of the British Raj, there was a very popular leader called Lokmanya Tilak. And he became famous for saying, Swarajya is my birthright and I shall have it. But what we devotees say, spiritual life is my birthright, I shall have it. Yes, it is in the human form of life that we can attain the highest perfection of life. This is not available to the lower creatures because their consciousness is what? Eating, sleeping, mating, defense. Bas. So if you remain on that plan, it's Pashu Jivan. So by Prabhupada's mercy, by Gurudev's mercy, we are being given a chance to finally make an exit and go back to the real world, which is the spiritual world, and permanently get out of this cycle of birth and death. But for that, we have to qualify, right? When you wanted to enter engineering college or medical college, you had to qualify. Similarly, you have to qualify to go back to the spiritual world. Okay. Consideration for others, it flows from kindness and caring. Caring, Vaishnav is Paradukha Dukhi. He cannot bear to see the suffering of the conditioned souls, and somehow or the other, he wants to give them Krishna. He wants to pull everybody on board the Jaladuta. Because Srila Prabhupada did that, right? He gave his life so that all of us can have eternal life, right? So therefore, we want to make the unfortunate fortunate, because we have become fortunate. Conflict resolution, Vaishnav tries to cooperate. We'll talk a lot about this. Forgiveness is the topmost quality of a Vaishnav. To learn to forgive is not easy. It's a very difficult thing, especially in this age of Kali, where we want to take revenge, get even. I'll show him. I'll show her who I am. This is the tendency, right? But we need to overcome this in order to become pleasing to Guru and Krishna. We have to sacrifice our ego, our false ego, and come to real ego. Maintaining traditions, which is what we are doing here. We're coming together, we're meeting together, we're hearing Krishna Katha, we're doing Krishna Kirtan, we're taking Krishna Prasadam. This is establishing a tradition. It's like a family tradition now, right? Because Prabhupada said we are one happy family. So, maintaining these traditions, making continual investments in improvements. So, how to develop these good qualities? Again, attentive spiritual practice, good japa, a good service attitude, and good reading of Prabhupada's books. Reading Prabhupada's books is essential so that we can get a good grasp of the philosophy, understand what is a Vaishnava, and then learn to practice those qualities to qualify us for going back home, back to Krishna. 4 principles of community building by Bhakti Tirtha Swami. Janaki Vishnupriya, you want to read?
Sure. Treat everyone you encounter as if the success or failure of your spiritual life depends on the quality of your interactions with them. Reflect on the person you love the most and aspire to treat everyone with that same quality of love.
Thank you. Keep going.
The 4 principles of community building. View all conflicts as your own fault first. See them as a chance for growth to clarify perceptions and to create synergy. Quote Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
Just 1 second at this point. I want to quote Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who said, when faults in others misguide and delude you, have patience, introspect. Remember that no one can harm you unless you harm yourself. That's a very deep thing. We need to really go deep, digest that, and apply that in our lives. Okay, keep going.
Realize that people in your present environment might very well be the people with whom you will live out your life and who are likely to be with you at the time of death.
In other words, wherever we are placed, wherever we are planted, wherever Krishna has decided to place us, that's probably the environment where I'm going to live out my life and face death. So we need to have loving relationships with others wherever we are placed. No, I'll wait to go back to India, then I'm going to be nice to devotees. Because I don't like these people here. Huh? Or something else. I'll wait to go back to China, I'll wait to go back to Thailand or wherever we come from. We think this is just temporary. I'm not going to be here too long. When I get back, that time I'll become nice Vaishnava. Who knows if we'll make it back there? Who knows, right? Death can come any moment. So better to practice now. The time to become a good Vaishnava is now. Spiritual life cannot wait. Everything else can wait, but not our spiritual life. That cannot be put on hold because death can come any moment. Your consciousness at death will determine next life. So what we want? Ante Narayana Smritihi. Right? We want to remember Krishna. How will we do that? By constantly being absorbed in Krishna consciousness. At the time of death, we'll remember Krishna. Go back to Krishna. Okay. Oh, you're not even. Okay. Now can everyone see? Is it clear? Okay. 4 Principles of Balance by Bhakti Tirtha Swami. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami was the first black African American Vaishnava Guru, and he really popularized the word L-O-V-E, love. He was bold enough to say, we need love. He would sign off his letters with love. It was like really revelatory in those days. Oh, to love someone means to be in Maya. But the nature of the soul is to love. To give love, to receive love are the only 2 needs of the spirit soul. Because that's all the soul is made for, to love Krishna. Right? And to receive love. So when we love Krishna, it means we love everyone. And we receive love from everyone because we are loving everyone. Okay. Place more emphasis on having loving Vaishnava relationships. See all interactions as a cry of love or a gift of love, an extension of love. Even the Bible says, a soft answer turneth away wrath. That means when someone is angry, we must be calm. In the face of that anger, if we also become angry, the situation just escalates. So at least one person should stay calm in that scenario. Go the extra mile with regards to the care and protection of women and children. Bhagavatam says, when elders, brahmanas, cows, women, children are not protected, not only does the individual who doesn't know those things suffer, but the whole society or community suffers. So as ISKCON devotees, we have a very special responsibility. Taking care of Gomata, taking care of the helpless, dependent women and children. So many people today are abandoned. Sometimes the parents abandon them, the husband abandoned them. Where will that poor lady and her children go? She comes to ISKCON. We need to take special care. So many refugees, Ukraine. Just today I was talking with someone because I'm planning my itinerary. He says, oh Mataji, please come, please come, please come. We have this Ukrainian and Russians flooding over here. They are inside despair because they are victims of war. They need very special care. They have been devastated, they have been traumatized, they have been living in terror. Imagine how much psychological care they need now. They're coming to ISKCON because they're seeking shelter. Who will take care of them? So we have to be ready now for all kinds of people who will be coming to us for shelter. Next slide. I'm trying to go a little fast. We'll come to the most important few slides soon. 4 principles of balance. Have a healthy balance with regard to spiritual life and material life. But make sure your material life is supporting your spiritual life and not overwhelming you. Not that you give all hours of the day God sends to material duties and 1.5 hours for Hare Krishna. What is the quality for chanting? If we are chanting at the end of the day, we are so tired that we cannot keep our eyes open. We're fluffing the pillows first, making everything ready. That's not, I'm crashing now. Krishna says, okay, see you later. If we make time for Krishna, Krishna is going to make time for us. That is why Prabhupada has given us early morning program. It is for our well-being that he has given that. Chant rounds nicely early in the morning. Chant good quality rounds and make your connection with Krishna now. Of course, some of us who are mothers, we have to first send children to school, we have to pack their lunch boxes, etc. We may get to our beads only at 10 o'clock. That's all right. But then make that time sacred. Don't have any other distractions. This is me and Krishna. Krishna and me. That's all. Nothing and no one else. And that way, you will still be able to maintain good quality rounds, even though you may not get the chance to chant early in the morning. Don't worry, time will come. The kids will grow up, everything will be done, and you will get the time to chant quality rounds. Remain chaste to Prabhupada's movement, but not sectarian. We have to remain loyal to Prabhupada's ISKCON, but we respect all other Vaishnavas. We don't get involved too much with them. We don't, get swayed by their arguments about, yes, Prabhupada has not given. Prabhupada has given everything. Huh? His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj ki jai. He was like a lion in defending Prabhupada's philosophy. He said, Prabhupada has given us everything. He spoke on this at length. So we don't have to go outside, we don't have to seek anything. Everything is here. Everything you need is right here. So don't worry, Prabhupada has given us everything. Conflict resolution. Now comes the cruncher. Put on your seat belts. We're going to take off. This is the most difficult thing, and we need to learn these skills in order to resolve conflicts, go past resentments, create synergy, have deeper bonds with one another, become compassionate, sympathetic, empathetic with one another. So we're going to talk a little bit in depth about this. Why do we need? Because it creates better synergy, better communication, better awareness, better interaction, therefore leads to growth. We want a loving family of devotees. And research shows that when people resolve conflicts in a win-win way, not that I win and you lose, or you win and I lose, but it's a win-win. That means everyone is satisfied at the end of it. Everyone feels happy. Everyone feels we are successful in this. Everyone feels more bonded, and everyone feels stronger that they have done this work of hard work of. So the biggest problem in relationship is conflict resolution. Why? Because we usually have poor communication skills. We are either passive, okay, I'll tolerate, and one fine day we burst like a pressure cooker because it's going above our head. That's passive. Aggressive is, right in the beginning, I'm ready to fight, defend my position. How dare you? I'm not going to do this. Like this. But we don't want to be either aggressive, nor do we want to be passive. We want to be assertive. That is the adult position. I'll explain that in a minute. See, passive comes from the child. There's a child, there's a parent, there's an adult in all of us. What about a child is at the receiving end? So generally, they are receiving from the parent. So they have to be subordinate. They have to be compliant because their survival depends on the parents, right? So they're the passive child in us. The aggressive is the parent. You have to do this. I'm telling you, it's bedtime now. Turn off the television. We have to sometimes be very firm and lay down the law because otherwise they will not listen. So that's the parent. But the adult in us needs to grow. That means as we grow to adulthood, we need to become assertive. We neither have to be passive, neither to be aggressive, but we should be able to state our position in a calm, reasonable, but firm, respectful way. So that the others have no doubts as to my feelings, my needs, my desires. No guesswork, no mind, games, or no trying to mind read someone. We state our position clearly and respectfully so that other people know where we are coming from. But we do it in a respectful way. We do it with Vaishnava etiquette. So that's the assertive position. So why do we need to do healing and forgiveness work? You might say, okay. So sometimes we will be very passive, sometimes we'll be aggressive, we may hurt other people. Then we have to do healing and forgiveness work. Just as a bruise or a cut, we have to put band-aid, we have to put burn-out, we have to do something. Similarly, heart hurts have to be addressed. They are not seen on the surface, but they cause a lot of emotional pain. When someone hurts us, how bad we feel. We carry that pain inside for so long. Just today I was sharing with my god sister some incident that happened 2-3 years ago, and I realized I'm still carrying that pain. I'm not forgiven that person. I need to do some forgiveness work here. Yeah. So what happens? When the heart is hurting, there's lingering pain, chronic stress, fatigue, which can lead to poor health, poor consciousness. There's no joy, no bliss. I'm just mechanically doing things just for the sake of it. I become a very negative person. I become avoidant. I don't want to interact with others. I become lonely, depressed. I may even fall away from ISKCON. Or I might remain, but I remain a very unhappy, just going along with the flow, but not really participating with my heart. That can happen. So for this, we have to avoid offenses. There are different kinds of offenses, you know this. Nam Aparad, Seva Aparad, Jiva Aparad, Dham Aparad. But the most challenging is Vaishnav Aparad. Huh? So let's go quickly through the Vaishnava Aparads in terms of severity. Of course, the most severe is one who kills a Vaishnava. He's a great offender. There's a heavy, heavy price to pay. I'm sure none of us has to worry about this one. One who blasphemes a Vaishnava, one who on seeing a Vaishnava does not offer obeisances, one who gets angry at a Vaishnava, one who does not feel happy on seeing a Vaishnava, one who thinks ill of a Vaishnava in the mind. You know what Gaur Govinda Maharaj says? He does not speak anything, but in the mind he thinks, oh, who is that? Skanda Purana says, Patanti Pitri Bhi Sardham Maharaurava Samnite. Not only does such an offender go to hell, but generations of his ancestors also go to hell. This is how severe Krishna views Vaishnava Aparad. Krishna loves his devotees. He loves his devotees. The Vaishnava may excuse us, but Krishna will not excuse us. Even the smallest hurt we cause to someone is being noted, and we will have to pay the price. So how careful we must become in Vaishnava dealings. How delicate are Vaishnava relationships. That we should not hurt anyone, even in the mind. Not think ill of anyone, even in the mind. But we have such a bad mind. It has caused so much trouble, right? So therefore, training the mind, purifying the mind, and following the instructions of Guru to clear our hearts of anarthas will help us to stop being offensive to other Vaishnavas. For that, what do we need to do? Begin with Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hearing criticism of Vaishnava is an offense. Srila Jiva Goswami has written, Vaishnav Ninda Shravanapi Dosha Uktaha. If you hear someone criticizing, speaking ill of a Vaishnava, then you also commit offense. Anyone who fails to immediately leave the place where he hears criticism of the Supreme Lord or his faithful devotee will certainly fall down bereft of his pious credit. Example is given in 6th canto of Sati, the wife of Lord Shiva, the daughter of Daksha Prajapati. Shiva is a great Vaishnava. His father-in-law Daksha heavily criticized him. And then what happened? Sati could not bear it. She could not cut off the tongue of her father. She could not leave the place, so she committed suicide and left her body. She decided to produce fire and self-immolate. Soon she was ashes. So Vaishnava Aparad is so serious, so dangerous, one should not commit Vaishnava Aparad. It cannot be washed away. It's Vajra Lepa, like a layer of thunderbolt. Papa or sinful activities are like Dhuli Lepa, layer of dust. They are very easily washed off. But this Vajra Lep, the layer like a thunderbolt, cannot be washed off. Only the Vaishnava whom you offended can excuse you. Otherwise, it cannot be washed off. Even the Supreme Lord says, I cannot remove it. Gaur Govinda Maharaj says this. Another example, of course, is Durvasa Muni and King Amrish. King Amrish forgave him, but Lord did not forgive him. He said, you go, offer obeisances to him, then if he forgives you, I will forgive you. Right? Like that. So, however, in spite of our best intentions, conflict arises. If conflict is not handled effectively, results can be damaging. Conflicting viewpoints can quickly turn into personal dislike. Teamwork breaks down. Talent is wasted as people disengage from their seva. I just use word there. It's easy to end up in a vicious downward spiral of negativity and recrimination. If we are to keep our team or organization working effectively, we need to stop this downward spiral as soon as we can. Good news! Conflict need not be bad news. The good news is that by resolving conflict, you can solve many problems and get benefit you might not at first expect. You get an increased understanding by really paying attention to what the other person is saying. You need to expand the awareness of the whole situation, really try to understand where that person is coming from and find common ground. There's increased group cohesion, that means more teamwork. Everybody feels much more connected with each other now that the negativity is out, and you generate a lot of positivity, a lot of cohesion and teamwork. We also gain more awareness of ourselves. What is it that's triggering me? What is it that is making me react so much? How can I improve on this situation? What do I need to change in order to be a better team player? So all these things are the plus points. Now there are 5 types of dealing with conflict. Avoiding, pushing things under the rug, pretending it doesn't exist, pretending, oh, everything is okay, we can go on like this. But then the dust keeps on accumulating until the carpet is like this. We don't want this to happen because it's not good for us. We all know that. Compromising. Try to find a solution that will at least partially satisfy everyone. Everyone is expected to give up something. It is somewhat useful, but not ideal. Competitive. This is when immediately it's an emergency situation, someone has to take charge, there's no time to ask 15 people if there's fire going on, everybody has to rush and put out the fire. Sometimes situations will come when the leader has to take charge, take decisions without waiting for team consensus. Accommodating. This is the passive type. He always gives in without raising protest. But in the end, this tolerance leads to a backlash where he can no longer tolerate and walks away from the relationship or the situation. That also we don't want. We want everyone to feel included. Collaborative. This is probably the best way. We try to meet the needs of all people involved. Highly assertive people can do this. They cooperate, they acknowledge everyone is important, and this style is useful when you need to bring together a variety of viewpoints, which is needed in our devotee society. It's best for devotee relationships, but you may also need other styles. We'll talk about it. Once you understand the different styles, you can think about what is your own instinctive style of interacting. And you can think whether this is useful in this particular situation or I need to learn some skills to make it better. What is your style? How would you like to resolve conflicts? What do you need to learn? How can you practice? This type of conflict resolution respects individual differences while helping people avoid becoming too entrenched in a fixed position. In resolving conflict, using this approach, you follow these rules. Make sure that good relationships are the first priority. That means you treat the other person calmly, you build mutual respect. So the beginning of the conversation must begin on the good note. Then it will continue on a good note. But if I start off with accusations, aggression, chances are it will go downhill. So we must pray. We must prepare ourselves even to have that difficult conversation. Everyone must try to strive for the mode of goodness. Rise above passion and ignorance. Keep people and problems separate. The person is not the problem is the problem. We tend to equate both, oh, that problem person has come. But the person is not the problem is the problem. When we separate that, we can actually find solutions. I'll tell you the story of crazy Peter. You know, in the early days, there was this poor young man who was so disturbed, he was living in the bushes. One day, Prabhupada on his morning walks, he just jumped out of that bush, caught hold of Prabhupada's feet and said, grunted something no one could understand. And Prabhupada just smiled and encouraged him. He followed everyone. He came to Boston Temple. He was so weird that he would sit in the corridor of the temple with his back to the wall, his legs stretched out, muttering something to himself all the time. He would hardly take showers. He was just weirded out completely. So devotees were aghast. What do we do with this person? And they wrote to Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, what's the matter? Can't you tolerate? So everyone just tolerated. Slowly, that devotee started changing. One day, he told the leader, I want to go on book distribution. So the leader looked at him and said, you going on book distribution? Are you kidding? I want to go on book distribution. The boy wouldn't even talk full sentences. He would just gesture, make some sounds, and that's the way he would speak. Anyway, he said, all right. He gave him a stack of books. Within 2 hours, all his books were sold. The leader was surprised He was amazed. How did you do it, crazy Peter? I said, Prabhupada saved me. That's all he said to everyone. But he said it with such conviction, everyone took the book. And his book bag was empty. That person later became Kushakrata Das, translating Sanskrit, Bengali literatures, sitting on Vyasasan and giving class. This is Prabhupada's mercy. Something to think about when we meet weird people, right? We could have been Kushakrata a few lifetimes ago, but Prabhupada has saved us. So we must extend that same compassion as much as we can to those weird, annoying, irritating, etc. Because there, but for the grace of God, go I. I could be in that position tomorrow, right? So we must offer that same compassion. Okay, next slide. Dealing with conflict. How do we deal with conflict? Like I said, prayer, prayer, prayer. Offer obeisances. Pray to Guru and Krishna. Please, my dear Gurudev, my dear Srila Prabhupada, my dear Lord Nitai Gaur, please help us to resolve this conflict so that we all can learn, we all can grow, we all can benefit, and we can come through this impasse and serve you better. This should be the mood of every Vaishnava or Vaishnavi in the room, so that there is genuine dialogue going to happen. Not like, my way or the highway. We all pray, not my way, not your way, Krishna's way. Let's see what Krishna wants in this situation. And Krishna will give all intelligence. Pay attention to the various interests that are being presented. By listening carefully, you will understand why that person is adopting that particular position. Listen first, talk second. God has given us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Set out the facts, explore options together. Be open to the idea that a third position may exist. And sometimes you may need to involve a third person, a mediator, someone who's skilled in resolving conflicts. We have ISKCON Resolve. For this reason, people who are trained in mediation to help both parties reach a good understanding. All right, so now to become an active listener, what do we need? Pavan Sarovar, you want to read for us?
Sure. Active listening skills. Become an active listener. Number 1 is pay attention. Give the speaker your undivided attention. Look at the speaker directly. Put aside distracting thoughts. Don't prepare a rebuttal. Listen to the speaker's body language. Number 2, show that you're listening. Make sure your posture is opening, inviting, nod, smile, and use of other facial expressions. Encourage the speaker to continue with small verbal comments like yes and Tips. If you find yourself responding emotionally, say so and ask for more information. If you're getting upset, say so. Take a break and revisit the issue when calm.
Remember, thank you, Pavan. Remember, when we also start getting reactive and emotional, we are not going to help that situation. Somebody needs to stay calm, and it may be you. That is why striving for the mode of goodness is essential for us to make progress in Krishna consciousness. Most of our devotees, we are all struggling with anarthas. Very few, of course, they're very elevated, they're very pure, they're very exalted devotees, but the rest of us, we are still struggling. We are not so elevated ourselves. Therefore, we must prepare when a conflictual situation arises. We can't just go into it with our usual consciousness. We have to prepare for a higher consciousness in order to resolve that issue nicely. It requires a lot of work. Provide feedback. Suramya Vrindavan, the better half.
So, provide feedback. Our personal filters can distort what we hear. As a listener, your role is to understand what is being said. Reflect what has been said by paraphrasing. What I'm hearing you say is, and sounds like you are saying, are great. Ask questions to clarify. What do you mean when you say? Summarize the speaker's comments periodically. 4. Defer judgment. Interrupting frustrates the speaker and limits full understanding. Allow the speaker to finish each point before asking questions. Don't interrupt with counter arguments. Wait for full understanding.
Yes. So generally at this point, when we have a lot of time, when I do these seminars, I'm usually given 2 hours per session, etc. I try to break people up into groups, and we do a little role play. How we talk when a conflict arises, what is your instinctive style, how do you respond to situation, what can you do better. And the first thing I like to teach is first listen. First hear what is being spoken. Don't try to prepare in your own mind. No, this is wrong, that is wrong, you should not be like this, you should not. Don't try to jump in and fix the situation. Just try to hear without bringing your own take onto that situation. Just try to hear what you are getting. Pay attention to what that person is saying. So, paraphrasing, oh, I'm hearing you saying that you're very tired today. Is that correct? What's going on? Why are you feeling like that? What's happening? That helps that person open up more. Suppose your wife comes back at the end of a hard day and says, oh, I'm so tired today. Okay, go take a shower, go get clean, go get warm, go get this and get the food. Immediately then she feels she's being told to do something which she doesn't want to do. What she wants is for you to hear her feelings. Generally men have this fix-it attitude. They want to fix the problem right away because they're so upset if their wife is upset. Learning not to be upset when your wife is upset is a very important skill. We need to calm down and see what she needs, not what makes us comfortable. And you will need these listening skills not just in husband-wife but devotee-devotee relationships also. So don't interrupt that person, try to calm down and listen. Remember, you don't need to do anything immediately. You don't have to jump into action and fix the problem right away. Your job is simply to hear and understand that person's feelings. We need to develop high EQ. Emotional intelligence is also a skill we need to develop for loving relationships. Especially leaders need to hear this. Why? Because EQ will determine success. They say people with high IQ is fine, but the people who really succeed in life are those with high EQ. So we need to develop that skill. Respond appropriately. Who would like to read this slide? Sai Krishna?
Sure. 5. Respond appropriately. Active listening is a model for respect and understanding. You are gaining perspective. Be candid, open and honest. Assert your options respectfully. Opinions. Respectfully, sorry. Treat the other person in a way that he or she would want to be treated. Brainstorm possible solutions and be open to all ideas, including ones you never considered before. By this stage, the conflict may be resolved. Both sides may better understand the position of the other, and a mutually satisfactory solution may be clear to all.
See how things can organically happen just by creating that safe space where the person can feel heard and understood. Automatically the defenses come down because you're modeling love. By doing all these things, you're showing them, I care about you. I'm not here to assert my will. I'm here to understand you better and make the situation better. That itself brings the temperature down. And Vaishnavas are kind by nature. They want to cooperate. They want to help. And so automatically my false ego is going to take a back seat because I can see that you're genuinely caring about me and my feelings. So half the problem is solved simply by showing, I love you. I care about you. Your distress is my distress. I want you to feel happy. I want you to feel better. I want this to work, and I'm going to do everything I can to make this situation nice for both of us. That itself will solve many problems, and the other person themselves may say, oh, I think I was being too reactive. Oh, don't worry, I can take care of it. They themselves will come out with solutions to the problem. This happens. When it's done right, the other person who is so angry and hurt and annoyed and defensive, they themselves will come down and say, oh, I can do this, I can handle it, don't worry, maybe I was too reactive, maybe. And that's the beauty of Vaishnava relationships. Where there's love and trust, miracles happen. This is Prabhupada's mercy. Okay. Key points. Now we are coming to the last few slides. Happy? It takes a lot of concentration and determination to be an active listener. Old habits are hard to break. And if your listening habits are poor, then there's a lot of habit breaking to do. Be deliberate with your listening and remind yourself frequently that your goal is to truly hear what the other person is saying. Concentrate on the message, ask questions, reflect, and paraphrase to ensure you understand the message. If you don't, then you'll find that what someone says to you and what you hear can be amazingly different. You know the story of Chinese whisper, right? Huh? You start, but by the time 10 people, then it's a... So, we have to remove our own filters and really try to hear. There are 3 guiding principles. Be calm, be patient, be respectful. Don't give up. Practice makes one perfect. Remember, Krishna is very pleased and grants all benedictions when devotees work in a mood of cooperation. What did Srila Prabhupada say? Your love for me will be shown by how you cooperate to keep this institution together. This is how we will show love for Prabhupada, by cooperating. So this is the verse that, should give us a lot of confidence in how much Krishna wants to help us. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear sons of the King, I am very much pleased by the friendly relationships among you. All of you are engaged in one occupation, devotional service. I am so pleased with your mutual friendship that I wish you all good fortune. Now you may ask a benediction of me. How pleased Krishna is in his loving cooperation, and how miracles happen when devotees come together like this and now are wanting to build a temple, wanting to do so many wonderful things for Krishna. Krishna becomes very happy. So I'm very sure next visit there will be a temple here. There's power in numbers. Become TEAM, a team. Together everyone achieves more. This was Krishna Nandini Mataji's favorite phrase. Together everyone achieves more. Love means cooperation. Love means serving. How we are in this material world tells Krishna how we will be in the spiritual world. So this is practice ground for us. Practice makes us perfect. We want to be with Sri Radha Madhav in the spiritual world by becoming perfect gentlemen and perfect gentle ladies. What did Srila Prabhupada say? When he was asked, what is a Vaishnava? He said, he is a perfect gentleman. She is a perfect gentle lady. That means we don't give anxiety even to an ant. We're so careful in our dealings. We're so gentle. We're so compassionate. We're so kind. We're so respectful. That we become perfect gentlemen and gentle ladies. And this is the example Srila Prabhupada wants to show the world by making us into nice Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas. Yes? Prabhupada has given us everything. You want to sing a song? You ready? Yes. Okay. We are happy people.
We are happy people.
All belonging to ISKCON.
All belonging to ISKCON.
We belong to one family.
We belong to one family.
Prabhupada wants us all.
Prabhupada wants us all
To live in unity.
to live in unity.
In spite of every caste and creed.
In spite of every caste and creed.
From the north and from the south and from the east and west.
From the north and from the south and from the east and west.
He has brought us all together.
He has brought us all together.
Yes, we are delighted.
Yes, we are delighted
That we are united.
that we are united
Into one big family.
into one big family.
Yes, we are delighted.
Yes, we are delighted
That we are united.
that we are united
Into one big family.
into one big family.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for listening so patiently. We can now open. I really raced through that. I hope that was okay. We can open up for questions, comments, discussion. May I know your name, Prabhu?
Sureshwar Shamdas.
Sureshwar Sham Prabhu ki jai. I missed you yesterday.
Yes, Mataji. I'll go first.
Sure.
Yeah. So this is class that I could really connect because listening is a very important aspect from spiritually or materially. And before the class also I said, we have to hear. And Mataji, elaborated on that aspect of hearing. Because I'm speaking to city officials once. I don't know 50% what they are saying. Right? And now I have to hear to understand what they are saying. And then go back, do my homework, and then go back again. But really appreciate Mataji. This was very wonderful. Of team. What is the abbreviation of team? Together.
Everyone achieves more.
That's we have to prove.
Yes.
Really, it's like wonderful abbreviation, So I have a lot of things to say. I don't want to take time, but this session has been very, very, really groundwork for me to meditate on because I'm just saying after I'm leading that effort and I need more teamwork.
Haribo!
Really, and disagreements are
Always going to be there.
Yeah. Disagreements are common. How we solve, how we unfold, then we feel happy.
Yes.
Right? So,
See, we all must understand we are in this together. And how we cooperate will show Prabhupada how much we love him. You say, I love Prabhupada, but I'm going to stick to my guns and keep protesting that this is not okay. No, we must try to find ways in which we can push our ego aside and go that extra mile, make that sacrifice in order to please Guru and Krishna. Because this is what Krishna wants to see. In the spiritual world, there's only cooperation. How I can help you to serve Krishna better? That's the mood of the spiritual world. Everyone is helping others to serve Krishna better. There's transcendental competition. I want to do better for Krishna, but that competition is not to show myself as better, it is to make Krishna more happy. That is the mood. So we want to cultivate that mood of genuine love and servitorship and become exemplary. Remember, what is the best advertisement for a business? Happy customers. Satisfied. What is the best advertisement for a Hare Krishna movement?
Happy devotee.
Haribol, you said it. So we need to become very much like one family. We need to learn cooperation. We need to become exemplary. And we need to push our false ego down and bring real ego. I am nothing but a servant. That is my eternal identity. I cannot be anything other than a servant. I cannot be controller. I cannot be proprietor. I cannot be enjoyer. That position is Krishna's. I can only be a servant. I've tried millions of lifetimes to be Krishna and I'm only suffering. Let me try to become a better and a better servant 100 times removed. This is my real position. And you will actually become happy. When we try to lord it over, the suffering begins. When I try to control, suffering begins. When you try to pretend I'm the owner, proprietor, enjoy, suffering begins. But we want to be happy. We can only be happy in servitorship, pure servitorship. Anya vilashita shunyam, dana karma navitam, anukulena krishnaya, shilanam bhakti. Uninterrupted, unmotivated devotional service that is pleasing, favorable to Krishna. That's what is the nature of the soul. That's our real nature. To be joyful is natural. It's not artificial. It is natural to be joyful. And we can attain that position even in this material body. I'm not saying this. Krishna is saying, let's open Bhagavad Gita 14:20. Huh? Can you open Bhagavad Gita 14:20? Everyone open your smartphones and look up 14:20 translation. I will read it out to you. I can't remember it from the top of my head, the whole thing. But how you can enjoy nectar even in this life. Hmm? Can you give it to me, please? Translation? Thank you, Prabhu. Hmm? Abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action. No. This is not the verse. 14, chapter 14, verse 20. Yeah. Okay, let's all say this together. Everyone ready? When the embodied being is able to transcend these three modes associated with the material body, he can become free from birth, death, old age, and their distresses, and can enjoy nectar even in this life. Who doesn't want to enjoy nectar even in this life? Raise your hands. No brainer, right? So, we can attain this position by striving to please Guru and Krishna. It's possible and highly recommended.
And you see, I showed an example of not hearing properly. 420, 1420. So we don't. So my question is, Mataji, you presented in that collaborative effort. But in that collaborative effort also, we see we have to push so many people ideas aside, right? Because we have to go with the best. And now, how to not to lose them, right? They're
So we must have trust in our team. We must have trust in our leaders. Supposing one particular sector has chosen Janaki Vishnupriya, another sector has chosen Suramya Vrindavan, third sector has chosen Sivanand Chaitanya, fourth sector has chosen Kiran Prabhu. Huh? I must have confidence that my leader is capable of presenting our ideas, our thoughts, and not keep on, going behind his back or saying, oh, he didn't do this, he didn't do. We must at least have respect for the person we have chosen and be cooperating with them. And then Kiran Prabhu, Suramya Prabhu, Janaki Vishnu Priya, yourself, everybody, we all come together and that core team will take decisions and the rest of us should have enough trust that they are doing the best. If we are not commanding that trust and respect from others, then we must ask ourselves, where am I going wrong? What am I doing? Am I not communicating well with everyone? Why are they suspicious? Why are they mistrustful? So it requires introspection on both. It's going to take time to become that team. It's going to take work. It's going to take a lot of communication. It's going to take meetings. Kiran Prabhu will have to sit with all his yatra people and say, what do you want? How you want me to represent you? What are your concerns? Oh, it will be very far for you. You have to drive so much. So all these things will have to be taken into consideration as you make decisions. But once we choose Kiran Prabhu to represent us, we must have respect, we must have faith, we must trust him that he is going to represent us nicely. But if we have 50 people in the room to collaborate with, it's not going to work. It's not going to. We have to select, from each sector one person to represent, then 5 people. Otherwise, the whole day and night we'll be just listening to everyone and nothing will be accomplished. Is that all right?
Yes. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank
So
you.
if anybody wants to. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank
Suresh
you.
Prabhu.
Naresh.
Naresh.
Suresh and Naresh, I think that
Yeah.
day you heard. So thank you so much, Mataji, for this wonderful session. I think if I can compare, I don't know if I can compare or not, but it's like one of the session from IIM for leaders actually.
Haribol! I need to tell my relatives this. They curse me black and blue for giving up everything for doing devotional service. So now I can tell them, look, somebody told me this and I didn't pay him to say it.
Because recently, I mean, few years back, in our company, like there was a session on the leadership skills, and this is one of the topic actually, where conflict resolution and the similar techniques I've seen in the presentation, like avoidance, collaboration, and everything. Right? So my question is actually one of the
As an
previous.
aside, my Guru Maharaj told me, I said, I'm a doctor, I'm a professional. What am I supposed to do for ISKCON? He said, make your profession your service. So since then I've been using my degree just to help devotees.
That's great.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So my question is related to the aparadas what you said, right? The Vaishnava aparadas.
Vaishnava Prada.
In that one of the last point, maybe I misunderstood or something, I don't know, but it says if a person thinks also about Vaishnavas, about their, I don't know if it is about their dressing or the lifestyle or whatever.
Thinks ill of a Vaishnava. That means you have ill. Thinks ill. Have some condemnation or have some feeling of disgust or dislike or feel this person he is like this, he is like that.
Okay.
Negative feelings towards that person in the mind. Because remember, what's in the mind will come to the tongue.
Yes.
And what's there will come out in the form of word. See, everything begins with thought. Thoughts will become words, words will become deeds, deeds make our habits, habits make character. So that is why we need to be very careful, because every devotee is very dear to Krishna. I may think, oh my God, this fellow is so weird, or this lady is crazed out, or whatever. But for Krishna, they are very dear. So I have no right to condemn anyone.
All right.
Because they are very dear to Krishna.
Is it thinking about ill or thinking
Ill.
ill?
You want me to go back to that
Oh,
slide?
that's fine. Okay. No, I maybe I read.
See, Gaur Govinda Maharaj is cautioning us.
Okay.
Gaur Govinda Maharaj is saying, don't even think ill of somebody, don't even harbor negative thoughts, condemnatory thoughts, bad negative thoughts, don't even harbor those thoughts, because they will pollute our consciousness.
Right. Yeah.
You may think sometimes some incident may happen and momentarily you will feel, oh, I'm feeling so bad, why she spoke like that. But let it pass, forgive and let it go. Don't harbor it in the mind. Don't keep thinking ill thoughts, because then resentment will build, anger will come, then we will say something, and that will be very, very detrimental for our spiritual life. That way. If the thing is nagging you, bothering you, speak to your mentor. Open your heart to someone whom you can trust, so that the issue is resolved. Because sometimes people may hurt us very much and we may be feeling very bad about that incident. We may not be feeling badly towards them, but we are feeling hurt about in our own hearts about what they. So that you should open up and talk to someone so that you can get peace. Thank you. Nice question. Very nice questions.
Anybody from
Anything else?
Mataji's side?
Very shy ladies, huh? They don't want to say anything. They don't want to make offenses. Don't worry, you won't offend anyone. Not me at least. Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvathanam.
Hare Krishna, Panchang Pradam, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Guru Maharaj.
Thank you so much, Mataji. This is a very much needed topic for not only for devotees in general, everyone who deals with family, colleagues, friends. And sometimes we may be forgiving, we may be listening, caring, but if the other person, even after, if other person doesn't accept their faults and continues to do the same mistake again and again, how should be our attitude towards them?
Yeah, my Guru Maharaj addresses this question. He says, minor offenses, forgive and forget. One-off something happens, forgive and forget. But if repeatedly, in spite of being told that person is hurting you again and again, says forgive but don't forget. And sometimes you may need to remove yourself from that toxic situation so that you're not repeatedly getting hurt and traumatized. Some people are very disturbed and they take out their disturbance by hurting others. So they need healing, they need help. And that doesn't mean you should be scapegoat. For them to be, you're not anyone's punching bag. So you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your bhakti lata bij, you have to protect your mental, emotional and spiritual health. So you may need to take guidance this situation, maybe it's the workplace, maybe you have an abusive boss who shouts and screams and yells and curses and does all kinds of nasty things. Or maybe you have an abusive neighbor who yells every time you drive into the driveway. Anything. I mean, there are so many scenarios where people are repeatedly hurtful and abusive. Then you need to consult senior devotees, take their guidance. It can happen in the home. Domestic violence is real. It happens to everyone. I mean, not everyone. It happens to all classes, I mean. Just because we have come to Krishna consciousness doesn't mean we have given up our bad habits. So we have to work on ourselves. And we need to be accountable. Say I'm taking drugs. I cannot keep on telling you, yeah, I will improve, and keep on stealing the family money to go and take drugs. Right? What is the meaning of my promise if I cannot keep my word? So we have to be accountable. The other person, supposing they are being abusive, they have to promise to change and they have to demonstrate that change. They have to be accountable to someone who is monitoring their progress and making sure that they are on track for healing. I was child protection officer as part of my PhD internship, and we had to do anger management classes. We had to pull out some children from home because parents were being very abusive and they were very upset. I said, but you are ill-treating the children. You are exposing them to danger of drugs and whatnot. You will get your child back provided you learn anger management. You will get your child back provided you stop taking drugs. You will get your child back provided you have a decent routine, can cook food, clothe them properly, send them to school properly. Then you will get your child. So they had to go with the program. They had to come and report. They had to show what they are doing. Sudden arbitrary checks would happen by going to their home and seeing what is happening in the home. So we have to be accountable. You see? If that person is genuinely interested in improving and they're doing all the things, we can monitor and see that, okay, they're trying to improve, they're working on their anger, they're not abusive anymore, and that's okay. But if I just keep on doing the same things, run through the family finances on every shopping trip, while telling my husband, yes, I want to spend, and then half the rent money is gone because I have a shopping addiction, that's not good. It's very harmful to the family when one member has addiction or some problem. You need help. We have to monitor the situation and have someone to whom they are accountable and make sure their progress is on track. Then we can give them chance. But not repeatedly same thing is happening and you are suffering.
Thank you, Mataji.
Jai Govind Prabhu is listening very intently. You are all elders, so you have much more wisdom and guidance to give them. Maybe you can share your experiences and your thoughts so that all of us will benefit. Would you like to take the microphone or is that? Oh, Sindhu, you have a question? Okay, then we will revert to the senior members of our community here.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hari Bol.
Pranam. Wonderful lecture. Mataji, how to stop judging others and overcome that bad quality? Sometimes, even though we don't talk to them directly, in our mind we judge others, and sometimes I train my mind that okay, you should not do fault finding, and I give some benefit of doubt, but still it places in my mind, and I start judging after a couple of times. So how to overcome that bad quality?
Yes, we come in with conditioning in our Krishna consciousness. Tell me about it. Even I have this problem. Judging others. So, practice. Mind is very chanchal. Chanchalami mana Krishna, pravati balavad dridam, tasyaham vigraham manye, vayorivasa dushkaram. So just like supposing you have a small child, every time he opens the door and runs to the street, you tell him n number of times, but he doesn't listen. Do you stop running after him? Every time he runs, you pull him back, right? You go running after him and pull him back. You run after him, pull him back. Because he's a child. Similarly, the mind will go on doing all these nasty things. But every time you catch yourself, pull the mind back. No, I'm not going there. I'm not going to harbor that negative thought. So practice. Practice, practice, practice. Remember, we are training our minds. Mind, we want it to become best friend. We don't want to degrade ourselves and make it our enemy. It's already been an enemy for many lifetimes. In this lifetime, we want to tame the monkey mind. We want to bring it under our control. Practice. Don't give up. Keep on taming that monkey mind. How? Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we can ask Shamaguri Mataji, Aviram Sakha Prabhu, they have been managing so many things for so many years, handled so many conflictual situations, have had to do so much, peacemaking overtures. So they can share their tips with us. Lalitangi Mataji and Sevanand Chaitanya Prabhu, they have been managing so much. We have all senior members sitting there. All of you can please give us some wisdom so that we can learn. Would you like to please share your thoughts on this topic? We can all learn from this. Shamaguri Mataji, please take the microphone.
Please come here. This is
Aviram Sakha Prabhu, please share your wisdom with us and bless us with your mercy.
Mataji, thank you so much for coming to Charlotte and giving such a nice discourses every day. And that's really helpful for us to grow in Krishna consciousness and be together in Krishna consciousness. That's what Guru Maharaj was saying, that you have to be together all the time. Thank you so much, Mataji. It's really helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Mataji is taking humble position. She's not saying anything. Aviram Sakha Prabhu, please give us your mercy. Say something to elevate us, enlighten us.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That says it all. We have Aviram Sakha Prabhu's father here, Pradyumna Prabhu की जय. प्रभु आपको कुछ कहना है, हम ट्रांसलेट करेंगे.
माता जी आप इधर आए, जो श्री कृष्ण का जो कॉन्सेप्ट दिया लोगों को मार्गदर्शन किया, इसलिए मैं आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ. हरे बोल.
Thank you, Prabhu. And then we have Jai Govind Prabhu and we have Devendra Prabhu. Please speak a few words and give us some mercy. Devendra Prabhu, is that correct? Devendra Govind Prabhu, my humble obeisance. Yeah.
So, Mataji, first of all, thank you for coming to Charlotte.
Thank you for having me.
I did not, come to the lecture, last lecture, but I was fortunate enough to come to this lecture and listen to all the points that you made. I really appreciate very much. And so all I want to say is, all devotees, please have mercy on each other. That's all. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Hare Krishna. Very nice. Very nice. Jai Govind Prabhu, you want to say something? Okay. I met your wife today. She came to meet me. Manaharini Radhika. Right. Sevanand Chaitanya Prabhu?
Thank you so much, Mataji. I think you had the same topic yesterday, but you came a completely different class. Very nice, because this is very, very important for us at this stage, because we are embarking on a big project and we need to actually have this loving relationships, and conflicts will come and we need to know how to resolve it. Your expertise and wisdom on this is so good that we want to see how to implement and take it forward. Thank you so much for visiting. Please keep visiting us. We are it's a very short visit. Maybe next time we can do more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great Sridevi Mataji ki.
Oh, I don't
Srila
know about that.
Prabhupada ki.
His Holiness Chandramauli Maharaj
Ki Jai.
His Holiness Chandramauli Maharaj ki
Jai.
His Holiness Chandramauli Maharaj ki
Jai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Abhiram Saka Prabhu?
I have a question, Mataji.
Yes. Lalita ji Mataji, we are not leaving you. You have to say something.
So during the class and even from the various devotees, we heard that conflict will come. They are unavoidable, inevitable, right? So what is the responsibility of the leaders of the community in terms of timely managing the conflicts?
The first responsibility of a leader is to ensure that all his dependents are progressing nicely in bhakti by having strong sadhana. That is our first business. Because unless the devotees are getting proper nourishment, unless they are chanting nicely, unless they are reading properly, unless they are properly situated in their seva, Maya is going to make you a toy in her hands. At least we need to have those basics right. So the leader's first duty is to see that everyone is chanting nicely. How is your chanting? That is the first thing. After that, half the problems will be solved simply by proper sadhana. His Holiness Niranjan Maharaj, one year he was receiving lot of complaints from his disciples. This problem, that problem, this problem, that problem, this problem, that problem. So Maharaj decided for one full year, he's only going to speak on holy name. Like you said just now, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He said, I will only speak on the holy name. And for one full year, every class was on holy name. Encouraging people to go deeper into their sadhana, encouraging people to come out of passion, ignorance, and reach. Maharaj said 50% of the problems were reduced simply by speaking and encouraging everybody. So our first job is to make sure everybody is chanting nicely, everybody is reading nicely, everybody is shravanam, hearing nicely. Then 50% of your problems there itself. Then after that, there will still be, of course, differences of opinion. But now you will be dealing with it with nice Vaishnava etiquette because you purified yourself through that process of, basic chanting and everything. So it will not be so difficult. Still there will be conflicts, still there will be difficulties. But leadership, I highly recommend 2 books for you. Leadership for a Higher Consciousness by His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami. In that is encouraging leaders to become very compassionate and very careful in our dealings with Vaishnava so that we are really trying to hear and understand. But ultimately, we must trust the leadership also. We should have trust that we have elected someone who has our best interest at heart. So, we are also responsible, they are also responsible. Both ways. It must be TEAM. Together, everyone achieves more. So, it's going to take work. Trust building initiatives must be started now. You have to build loving relationships now. Then the building will come up. This work has to happen now so that you have consensus, you have unity, and there's power in that strength. I highly recommend a Vaishnavi Sangha and a Vaishnava Sangha. Men also need to open up and talk about their challenges with each other. The Christians have what is called fatherhood initiative. Because the Christians found that men are having a very hard time keeping their marriage vows, the church started this fatherhood initiative where each father encourages another father to be faithful to his wife, to keep his vows of marriage, to be the biblical man God wants him to be. Becoming the best husband and best father is great devotional service, not just to your family, but to whole of ISKCON. So, we need compassionate, loving care of each other. And men, generally, now I'm not saying this is always the case, they don't open up easily. They don't share from their heart. Women, we will talk and reveal. But men tend to be, I'm the boss. I won't speak. I will not share. I will keep my problems to myself. I don't want to cry on someone's shoulder. But it is not crying on someone's shoulder. It is the 6 loving exchanges. Opening one's heart in confidence and inquiring confidentially and revealing. So when I feel I have a buddy, say I'm a man, and I open up and tell, oh Surame Prabhu, I'm having such a hard time chanting. And Prabhu listens compassionately. He tells me, what's the problem? Maybe you're getting too tired. Can you cut back on your this or that or whatever? Oh, you're watching so much TV. Better stop that. So he will give me some tips. My chanting will improve. I will start looking at Surame Prabhu. He's my friend. He cared about me and he helped my japa get better. I start building trust in you. The next time I have a problem, you will be able to help me. You see? So that is how we start building trusting. Prabhupada said, our society is like one big family where there's love and trust. When there's love and trust, hardly you will find difficulty. But because we are in Kali Yuga, we are so infected with the modes of it. That is why so many problems. So we have a lot of work to do. Not just in this yatra, everywhere. This PowerPoint I made 10 years ago and presented it in Zagreb, Croatia, everywhere. Same PowerPoint I'm presenting everywhere with some changes. So how much need is there? So we have built temples, we have done book distribution, we have restaurants, we have school. Now we must build loving relationships. We have to build loving communities. We have to be that example to the world. So this is where the next phase of ISKCON is. And of course, my favorite topic, loving relationships can happen in the mode of goodness. That's why we encourage Devi Varnashram farm communities. That's another, yeah. How many of you have this wonderful book by Chandamani Maharaj? Oh, Krishna has. Okay, Sindhu has. Who else? Yaniki Priya, Pavan Sarovar, Sai Krishna, Surabhaya Prabhu. Everyone has this book? This is a wonderful book that is going to teach us how to be happy, how to be healthy, how to have long lives, good relationships, because we are depending on Mother Nature. Not on this Western secular economy which is out to destroy us anyway. We really need to start thinking seriously about these things. Farm communities go hand in hand with loving communities. Because only in a conducive atmosphere, when I'm running the rat race, I'm working all hours of the day, God send, I'm driving to, where's the energy for loving relationships? I don't know about here, but in Europe, by the time mom and dad come home, they're like this, limp, drained. They have no energy left to take care of the children. Children are just like nuisance. Oh, stop, I need to rest, like this. But the kid has been in daycare whole day. Now, mommy. Mommy has no energy. Daddy has no energy. Children are getting neglected, abandoned, abused because of this crazy lifestyle which sucks your lifeblood. Children don't have prayer in school anymore. That's why Prabhupada said slaughterhouses. Schools today are slaughterhouses for children. Every field you go today, the demoniac forces are so prominent. Medical industry, pharma industry, food industry, entertainment, you name it, everything has been taken over by demons. That is why Prabhupada wants us to pull out of this and become self-sufficient farm communities where we are not depending on them, we are depending on Mother Nature, who gives us everything. Food, cloth, shelter, water, medicine, herbs. I mean, I'm an allopathic medical doctor. I don't take allopathy. I'm scared now to take any allopathic medicine because of the side effects. I take Ayurvedic medicine. So scary. 15,000 people are killed every month in the USA by medication treatment of doctors. You go to a doctor, your life is in peril. Modern medicine is designed like that to just create more, because they want you to get more sick, they want you to buy more medicine, they want you to go through surgery so they can make money. Sad. It's all about money. We are in very difficult times. Very difficult times. Prabhupada wants to save us. That is why he said we have two solid programs, book distribution and farm communities. because he wants our children to be saved. That's a different topic altogether, but it actually goes hand in hand in one way. I know it's unsettling, but this is the truth. It's a very difficult time we are in. Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada also said, this Krishna consciousness movement, historians will note, will save the world in its darkest hour. It's pretty dark out there. It's time for us to really take Prabhupada's words seriously and implement them. Otherwise, what is the legacy I'm going to give my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren if this goes on? Just think, what is the food we are eating? Laced with poison. So many chemicals, so many pesticides, so many cancers are happening because of this polluted food that we are eating, which is unheard of. Water. We are ingesting, imbibing, inhaling microplastics. There's going to be more plastics than fish in the ocean in 20 years' time. Water is getting polluted, air is polluted, air quality index in polluted cities. What is the air quality index? Delhi, Mumbai. It's crazy. No wonder we're having so much cancers. Very tough situation where every level of life is being attacked. So in order to at least protect our children, we have to think. And cow's milk, where do we get protected cow's milk? The slaughtered cow's milk actually produces toxin because she's so fearful, she's so afraid, she knows she's going to be killed, that milk is actually not good for your health. Store-bought milk is actually not good for health. But children need milk, so we are giving them that. We are buying into this cow slaughter business, we are getting the karma. So it's a very vicious cycle. Somewhere along the way we have to make some hard decisions. Every city temple should have a farm temple. The cows are protected and produced from the farm and be used to make nice prasadam and give the people in the cities. Anyway, Guru Maharaj is coming. You can ask him more. What do I know?
I have something to say.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you for this amazing, wonderful session. I mean, we had been waiting since past 3 days to attend because this was the closest from our house. And fortunately, we made that. So, very beautifully you have answered to Prabhuji's question. And just to give a feedback to that, we are very newly associated with the family of ISKCON over here. And the reason that we are so motivated today that the temple should be built up is only the teachings and, as you said, increase the spirituality in your devotees. And this is so true for us. My husband has been attending Lalita Mataji's classes.
Haribo!
And trust me, and trust me, the slide wherein you put that more than the IQ, it's the EQ. And she has been beautifully managing EQ, where she connects with the devotees. And she doesn't speak a lot. Just by taking Prabhu's name, she has really calmed a lot of devotees. I'm sure one amongst them is me. And their spiritual, the spirituality that is spreading amongst us, like maybe starting with a class, my kids go to the class to Jyoti Mataji. Her spiritual lessons has made them stronger. Lalita Mataji's classes has made my husband's spirituality on absolutely another level. And from there, we coming to Jagannath Nivas. It's like a holy place for us today.
Yes.
And we are so delighted and we are extremely motivated to build the ISKCON temple. So that's what, so as you said, you know, you have to just increase spirituality and automatically the trust will believe.
Yes.
And that's the reason that I think they all the people over here, but with them we had the personal connect, and that personal connect today has highly motivated not just me, my husband, but even my both kids.
Haribo!
My 5-year-old son also believes that the temple should be built.
Yeah, very nice, very
Thank
nice.
you so much. I really want to thank everyone over here
Because yes, there is love over here, and there is that empathy, and there is that emotional question where we see in all of the devotees over here. Yes, yes, very
Thank you
nice.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
So it's
much.
only fitting now that Lalitangi Mataji says something.
Mataji, I would also like to add.
Please, please. Yeah. Lalitangi, just 1 second, we want to hear him also. He also wants to glorify you. So we are not going to stop him.
Yes. So, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Your good name, Prabhu?
Ashutosh.
Ashutosh.
Yes.
One who is easily pleased. Very nice name. Vaishnavanam Yata Shabdu. Greatest Vaishnava is Lord Shiva. You know, my Guru Maharaj's name is Chandramauli. Chandramauli Swami. What's your name?
Kiran.
Kiran. Go ahead,
So,
Prabhu.
Mataji, as my wife mentioned, that our association is the latest association. Before Charlotte, we were living in Hickory.
Hickory.
Hickory, yeah, it's 55 miles from here,
Oh.
north of Charlotte. It's a total American community. The Indian presence is less. We don't have temple. We don't have this type of sanghas and all those things. The job made me to be there, but then I changed the job and I had opportunity to work in here, and that's why I moved to here.
Haribol. Krishna saved you.
Yes, yes,
True,
Mataji.
true.
And as my wife mentioned, I started with 18 days Bhagavad Gita basic course, and now I'm continuing with almost 4-5 months advanced course where we are meeting twice a week. Laltangi Mataji is my guru for that, and
Jai,
all
jai,
credit
jai.
goes to her.
Haribol. Jai. Very happy to hear this. Nice.
So, Mataji, I think in one of the chapter, in one of the verse also, who looks for Krishna, who look for the Lord? The people who are in distress, the people who want money, the people who have some questions, and the one who are looking for absolute truth.
Yes.
So I will say I started because I was in distress. I put myself in that category. So we moved to Charlotte, and Amit Prabhu is not there, but we went to the Hindu Center of Charlotte, and Amit Prabhuji, Amit Tripathi Prabhuji was doing book distribution. So I had a word with
Wow.
There
him.
we got connected.
I
Haribol. He's your Vatna Pradarshika Guru.
Yes.
Showed the way.
Yes. So I purchased a book also from him at that time, and then I asked him, Prabhuji, how to participate in the Sangha. And then he shared me the WhatsApp link of ISKCON of Charlotte group.
Haribol. ISKCON of Charlotte ki jai.
And from there I got an invite for the 18 days class, and then I got about this Sunday kirtans and everything.
Nice. Very nice. So you can see when we take one step towards Krishna, how many thousands of steps he takes towards you.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's what Mataji. So when I was in Hickory, under distress or something, some work pressure and all those things, health issues and everything, I used to do a lot of walking for my health. And then I used to listen to the audios available on YouTube, and I started with Bhagavad Gita. That was not related to ISKCON, but it was with some speaker. And then that association is gradually, then Amit Prabhuji, then class of Laltangi Mataji, and then Sunday Kirtan, then temple project, making donation and all those things. Then journey is going on. So I am really blessed with Lord Mercy and with the Sangha of all devotees.
Right.
I am doing a round of chanting, so
Haribol. Very
and I'm
nice.
trying to be, it's almost I'm doing every day, and slowly I've started getting the rasa also. So it's
Haribol.
not like anyone asking me to do that.
You want to do it.
Myself, I'm getting the benefits, so I'm doing it.
Haribol.
And
Very
thank you,
nice.
Laltangi Mataji.
Haribol.
And also, I would like to mention Prabhuji also, because all the presentation and all the slides were his work. So
Nice, nice, very nice. See, this is called empathic, compassionate leading. By really understanding the need of the conditioned soul for Krishna and giving that, connecting you with Krishna, is the greatest act of charity is to give Krishna to others. This is very wonderful. Now you will be motivated, one day you will be initiated, one day you will be leading, and one day you will help others.
Yes.
Karo para uppkar.
Definitely.
I know Shamagari Mataji was telling me, like this, so many people have come, they have reached the point of initiation, they have got initiated also. Simply by these sanghas.
Yes.
Just imagine, they are increasing the movement simply by leading everyone very nicely in Krishna consciousness. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Alright, last but not the least, we are saving it for the best. So, Lalitangi Mataji, over to you.
We can't thank you enough for spending your valuable time and your realizations that is, that is born out of your experiences for so many decades, Mataji. I mean, these seminars, usually in the corporate sector and other people they do, but you have given a Krishna conscious viewpoint to that, taking quotes from our acharyas, and also how we can apply that in a Krishna conscious way to build. I mean, naturally mold ourselves. As you said, we do our sadhana very well, and then motivate the rest also. And as you see, this family is an example of together we
can achieve more.
So, Janaki Vishnupriya Mataji is a synonym for kindness.
Haribol!
By her enthusiasm, by her, being a good example, this family came. Abhiram Sakha Prabhu is a synonym for dedication and service.
Haribol!
That I take the credit. Everyone has done the job.
Yes.
And included me also, given me some point to do my part.
Yes.
So we all thank you, Mataji, for this wonderful lessons, and we hope to implement that and revisit your teachings and your presentations again and again, and we better ourselves and our community as an offering to you.
No. Offering to Guru and Krishna. Who am I? I am just another sinful rascal.
Thank you.
I have to offer my obeisances to you all. Mataji, I am so moved by the dedication and the example of you, Sevanan Chaitanya Prabhu, Abhiram Sakha, Mataji Shama Gauri, all of Sureshwar Prabhu, Jai Govind Prabhu, Devendra Prabhu. All of you are very much, experienced, mature in bhakti. Therefore, you can lead all these people and bring them nicely along in Krishna consciousness. So, my heartfelt obeisances and thanks to all of you. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya evacha patita bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Thank you
Thank you so much, Mataji, for touching everyone's hearts and guiding us in a very motherly way. So now we will go for Aarti.
Yeah. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
आनंद कोटि वैष्णव सर्ववृंद की जय, हर ग्रेस श्रीदेवी माता जी की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय।
Prabhuji, Seven Chaitanya Prabhu, this can stop, right? Yeah, take.
You look beautiful in your attire.
It's a new dress.
It's like
We did bring new dhoti, new shirt,
Yeah.
everything new today.
I see.
The fidget spinner? I don't own one.
Still over there, bro.
Should I increase this or should I increase this? Let me see. How high does this go anyway? Oh, actually, really high. This is,
wait, let's get the eye. It's very high. You can make it little inclined, so that you can go down.
Okay, then make it this way.
You can go down and then.
Yeah, that's good.
1 minute, Professor, 1 minute. You can put this under this.
Okay.
Pull this little and put it under.
Okay, so I think we'll do the 6 feet.
For all of them, or?
Yeah. Or when we go, come in with Shankar and then when we go back to go. When we go back to this, I'm gonna do this last.
Okay.
Then we'll do regular.
Okay.
I need to turn up.
Can you bring kartal from there?
Yeah.
Where are other kartals?
I don't know. Where's like the fat one?
Yeah, that is what I'm asking. Where are those?
Wow, here's the can.
You take that. You don't bring it.
The off.
Question answer still going on or start?
I think start there in company. Yeah.
These are keep going. Oh, okay. Nursing guard.
Shila
उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणभद्रं मृत्योर्नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंहा श्री नरसिंहा जय जय श्री नरसिंहा प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृङ्गम् उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणभद्रं मृत्योर्नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंहा श्री नरसिंहा जय जय श्री नरसिंहा प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृङ्गम् उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणभद्रं नित्यं नमाम्यहम् जय नरसिंह भगवान की जय प्रह्लाद महाराज की जय प्रभुपाद की जय।
So we'll proceed towards prasadam. So we'll do small prasadam prayers and take honor the prasadam. Yeah.
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नमः ब्रह्मणे वैष्णवे नमः ब्रह्मणे वैष्णवे
सर्वपुण्यवतं राजन्
सर्वपुण्यवतं राजन् विश्वासोऽनेव जायते विश्वासोऽनेव जायते
So request to all the devotees, you can have ample prasadam, but do not bring your prasadam plate in this room. You can eat anywhere in the house except this room.
Only Jagannath can eat here.
Yes. And requesting everybody to stack their plates so that we can have lesser plates managed.
Facebook Live. Yeah. You should know what people are missing. Huh? No, I want to say what people are missing.
What they are missing.
Yeah.
Sure.